Recording. Hey, what's going on? It is Kerri Schmidt and
the big girl.
Thanks, Bay. Okay, so we are going to be showing mad love to Baby Bay. I call her Baby Bay because I've known this kid since she is 16 years old. I get to call her a kid. You guys need to call her like a badass mama because she's in here rocking it out. I have known her for a long time. We met on Garden City Trader, which is a little like Facebook marketplace, when she reached out asking if anybody had a beach, like if anybody was a beach body coach. And I was brand new and I was like, hi, I don't know if like you'd be interested in this at all, but like I just started coaching and oh my gosh, super nervous, Kerri. And she's like a kid and I'm like sweating balls over here inviting her to like have a conversation with me about it. So anyway, she is on here because she is the master of social media. She teaches me new things every single day. If you are not following her on Instagram, you need to go ahead and do that. She is Fit Peanut Fitness. And yeah, she's going to teach us all the things. A few announcements before I just full on turn it over to her. If you are on this call right now, it shows me that you are a go-getter, that you are serious about your business, that you are serious about your health and your wellness and your personal development. So there are a few things going on that if you are not already signed up for them, now is the time. It is almost February. It is almost February. And there's a lot of things going on during that time, but I don't want you guys to feel overwhelmed by them. I hope that you see them as tools and encouragement and motivation and incentive that all kind of work together to push you to the next level, whatever that may be for you. So it's going to be different for every person on this team, and that's A-okay. But if you are a business builder, you should be in the Diamond Dash group. The Diamond Dash is a $10 buy-in. Guys, if you are like, there's no way in hell I'm getting to Diamond this month, like that just ain't happening. It's a $10 training with top coaches. Get your ass in that group. It's $10. If you guys need help, we'll have a bake sale. Craig's going to do all the baking because y'all know I don't bake. We will figure it out. So if the $10 is the issue for you, holla back. Otherwise, get your asses signed up for this Diamond Dash. It's not just top coaches on our team. Keith Callahan is in the Millionaires Club. He works this business 6 months a year, y'all. 6 months a year. That's all he does. 6 months a year. The other 6 months of the year, he spends with his family, like yachting around and doing fun family shit. And I would like to know more about how the heck he does that. There's also, I think Raina Odell is going to be teaching us how she does her invites, how she does her follow-ups, how she does her reach outs on social media. And she has been a top 10 coach several times. So definitely make sure you're in on that. If you are not signed up for the Team Cup, we still have some people who are looking for teams. If your name is Julia and you just got married, you're on my team, so don't even comment in here on that. But if you are on here and don't have a team, comment in the message thread, and Kay, Bella, and I will make sure that you get onto one of our teams. And I think that's all. So without further ado, the beautiful, the talented, the freak of nature, boss babe, Baby Bay, Baylee Kai Glanzer. Take it away, Holmes.
Do we not do Success Club anymore? Like, that makes me sad.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of names right now.
Yeah, so you should really do that.
All right, hold on.
It's like my favorite part of a team call.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Reading names is important. We're just doing a quick scroll team. Y'all just hold your horsies. Volume. No. Okay. We're going to try this a different way. Okay. I may not have the most up-to-date number, so feel free to correct me in the chat. But right now we have Baylee Kai Glancer. No, we're gonna start with the newbies. We're gonna start with the newbies. You know what? We're gonna come to you in a minute, you superstar. Okay, so we have Julie Stevens, Changing a Life, Taylor Alana. We've got Bay's grandpa. We've got Anna. I'm not going to do last names. It's too hard. We've got Anna, Delilah, Kirsty, Sierra, Amy Jo, all having changed a life this month. We've got Taylor changing 2 lives. Cassie's my sister, so I know she's already changed 6. Lisbeth has changed at least 3. I've changed 6 lives. And Baby Bay, it says here that you've changed 13, but my guess is that you've sold like 500,000 challenge packs since then. So I don't know what your numbers are. You can feel free to let us know. But I am so freaking proud of you guys. Everybody's helping somebody. That's so cool.
I'm going to grab water.
Yeah, okay. It's cool. Julia, do you want to sing song? Go.
That's so funny.
Give us some greatest show.
Just sing.
Sing.
I don't know any of that shit. Oh Lord.
Give me a happy
dance
birthday.
Monkey
line.
dance.
Give me happy birthday. It's not my birthday, but we'll pretend.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
That was solid. That was solid. Okay, so she's like a classically trained opera singer, and also we went to high school together, and we're in the band together because I was cool in high school. Bay, how about you go ahead and train us up?
Okay, ready for this? I have not been on one of your team calls in forever, and I need to keep. It's because we have a team call Wednesday because you taught me to have team calls for, our coaches. So you were like, you have to learn. So we have a team call Wednesday, and then I usually speak on one Monday, and then yours is Tuesday, and I just can't do 3 in a week.
That's a lot.
I can't do it.
That's a lot.
It is.
But if you ever want to do teamsy things, we can have a month of join.
Yeah,
have them all on the same night.
Yes. All right. Okay. So tonight I'm going to talk about branding your social media. Kind of if you don't know what that means, kind of developing your brand. So I really want to talk about how to find your target market, customer wise and coach wise. So it can it's both, but you can take it however you want. And then kind of how I grew my social media from basically the ground up, because I really, started my journey, and I had Instagram followers, but I wasn't super big into I just posted on Instagram for myself, and before I was a coach, Kerri was like, you have, your Instagram and your social media, and you're already doing half of what a coach does. So if there's anyone out there that is already posting on Instagram and any type of social media, and they're on a fitness journey, or even if they're not, they want to start one, they're already doing what a coach does pretty much. So she told me that, and she said, you're already doing what a coach does, just the price was holding me back, and she knew that. I've always struggled with the money thing, the price, and it's so funny because my grandpa, he was like, it's so nice to hear you talking about how it's okay if people can't afford it, as where a year ago you were bashing them, saying you should be able to afford it. So he told me it's so nice to hear you actually have sympathy for people that can't afford it, because I was talking about that on our last team call. So that was holding me back, the price, and that holds a lot of people back. So if you can just get around the whole money thing, it's really about who you're attracting, and if they can relate to you in some type of way, or if you're attracting your target market, they will sign up with you. It doesn't matter what the price is. So that's what we're going to talk about. I have a little Canva slide thing because I'm a little fancy schmancy. Let me find it. Okay.
The graphic queen. If you guys don't have Canva, get on it.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't a PowerPoint. I just accidentally did a social media thing, but they do have PowerPoints. You can make them. So, developing your brand. Who do you enjoy working with? Create content to help and to attract those customers and coaches. So you always want to be creating content that is informational, useful, and that people can take something away from. So, I mean, I, on weekends, post like a quote or, just something in my caption that is motivating, but I always try and post things that someone can take something away from, whether it's body positivity, self-love, because that's what I'm all about. I don't know, something about my superfoods. Like I posted something of how it helped my bloating. People, might take away from that. Oh, what is this? Like I need it. I'm bloated too, type of stuff like that. So I'll always be posting stuff that's going to attract your target. Number one, if you guys want to write this down, I'll kind of go through it slower. Number one is make a list of characteristics. Kind of like what person do you want to attract? What's their age? Are they single? Are they married? Do they have kids? Are they pregnant? Are you pregnant? Like, something that's going to relate to you. So make a list, what literally put on the piece of paper right now, like what their age is, or type it in the chat. What's their age range or their age? Do they have brown hair? Do they have blonde hair? Do they have rainbow hair? Just put anything on the paper that you want. Like I know Kerri, she has a rainbow weave or a purple weave right now. So she loves, that's her spunk. So that is what attracts people to her. That's one of the things. She's a minimalista liver. She lives in her camper, like, and that's something that people, relate to her. And just on a piece of paper or in the chat right now, put what their age is, or if they're single, married, have kids. For me, age is like 20 to 25. I try and stay below 25 just because like that I'm 20. Like, I don't really know, like I don't want 30, 35-year-olds on my team. Nothing against them, but that's just not who I want to attract. And it's true. Like I don't want to be rude, but that's just something I prefer. I have a boyfriend, so anyone that's in a relationship or even married, that's totally fine. I have a girl on here named Taylor, and I don't even know how old she is, like 23 or 24 maybe. And she is married, but she wants to attract single people. She just put in the chat. So it just really depends on you as a person and what you want who you want to work with. Pro tip, really dig deep on this and think back to what you felt or thought about Beachbody before you were a coach. So did you, do you want to attract someone that had the same hesitations as you because you know how to get around them? Or do you want to attract someone that's just like, I'll sign up. I want to be a coach. So really dig deep and put something on the paper. Oh, Taylor's 25. Okay. Something on the paper that relates back to when you first became a coach. Put yourself in their shoes. My customers are worried about signing up as a coach and putting their social security number in on their website and paying the $15 fee. That is what I get the most hesitation-wise, is like, why am I putting my social security number in? I can't afford this $15 a month too. Like I wasn't afraid of the social security number thing, but price-wise, everything priced to my brain was just like, I can't afford it. I don't have a job. So that was, my thing. And for my family, it was more of like, you're getting yourself into a scam. So just do what you want. Knowing this helps me explain things and ease their mind. So that kind of helps you help their hesitations and get around that, relating back to you, because you always want to relate to them in some type of way. Number 2 is create a visual. So I'll show you mine below, but if you guys want to like take a picture of this with your phone, you can totally create it in Canva, and we can have you guys post them in the coach group later on tomorrow or something. Create a visual, something you can revisit and read when you need I keep burping. So sorry. When you need inspiration or focus. And then I'll show you my picture below. This picture I made below, I actually created it, I think in March when I moved to Florida last year. I remembered it because of like tonight. It was about developing your brand. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to revamp it. So I did. This is the one I actually made. And I kept going back to it. And it's just something I always share with, not anymore, but I used to share with like my coaches. Number 3 is read it daily. Read this daily. Create videos, blogs, or Facebook and Instagram posts that will relate or help your ideal customer. You know, I've been creating a lot of IGTVs lately about what coaching is, whether it's meal prep, because I get a lot of hesitations about the meal prep stuff. So I want to get around it and put something out there that's informational about meal prep. I keep putting a bowl at every freaking thing. I can't. So I made one about the meal plans and how you get to pick your foods. And I literally walked them through like how you pick your meal plan, how it's based off of weight, and how you get to put the foods in the containers that you want. So I have a lot of people that say, oh, I can't eat that because, you know, I'm vegan, or I can't eat that because I hate avocado and almond butter, so I have a tough time with healthy fats. And I'm like, girl, you wouldn't even know on this list of foods how many things are healthy fats in a blue container, you know? So you have to just make informational things about the hesitations people are having when you message them. Save this image on your desktop. I know for my personal brand, like I know so much about my ideal customer and coach. It doesn't even matter if like your coaches now relate to you, but there's something about them that drew you both together. So even if they hate coffee and you love coffee, or they hate dogs and you love dogs, there's something about you deeper that you guys connected. Well, you know, you connected because of that thing. So don't think these things are just like, if they don't have them, you can't sign them up type of thing, I guess. This person is someone I made up, but by creating her identity and relating to her, I get ideas for what I should post. I think about what would Shay be inspired by? What worries does Shay have? Because I'm naming my girl Shay. You guys can name her whatever. It doesn't really matter. But I'll show you. So this is Shay. I want her arms. Just kidding. So I literally just Googled a picture. I put it in there, and then I just wrote things about me. I changed this to 20 years old because that's how old I am now, but it did say, I think like 19 or something. These are just things that I guess pertain to me now and before I was a coach. So she is 20 years old. So my customer or coach target is 20 years old. She loves coffee, pre-workout, any type of caffeine she can load her body with. She loves waffles and pancakes because I'm addicted. I love any type of brunch or breakfast food. She loves the beach. Like I went to Hawaii and I literally just wanted to live there because I love the beach so much. She is always smiling and full of laughter because I'm always happy and trying to radiate those vibes off of myself on Instagram, any type of social media. She at one point was unmotivated to change her life, job, and health. That was before, you know, I started my fitness journey, before Beachbody even came into my life. Even though I started coaching a year ago, I was kind of stuck at a standstill in my fitness journey, and I just was like, I can't change anymore. So that kind of relates back to before coaching. Shay has no kids and is not married. She's an avid gym goer. So that was before I was a coach. I was totally an avid gym goer. I swore to myself I would never take Beachbody workouts to the gym. And so I want to be able to attract that person that goes to the gym and be like, hey, these are totally doable at the gym. Like I know that now, and I want to be able to help those people because I know what it's like to go to the gym every day, have your own workouts that you wrote or your coach or you got from the internet or whatever it is, and you're just stuck. Like it's so boring and you just need something new, but you don't want to leave the gym. Like that is your place. Kerri knows it. I literally was at the gym for like 2 hours a day, every single day. Just my thing all the time. And I didn't want to take Beachbody workouts to the gym. I didn't even like take the lifting ones because that's what I did, was go to the gym and I did my own workouts. And that was like one big thing holding me back from coaching too, was me going to the gym. And even when I did, I wasn't building a team because I couldn't relate. You know, I wasn't doing Beachbody workouts. I was just strictly doing different workouts. Anyways, Shay feels like something is missing, which something was missing before I was a coach. She's fun, loving, carefree, but shy at first. I'm kind of like timid a little bit, but then I'm like, oh, I'm outgoing, and then I can like open up. She shops on Amazon in bed at night because your girl orders things and then she forgets. Oh my, whatever. She's worried she won't get results from home workouts, which was me because I was like, I can't do home workouts and get results. Like, I need heavy weights. I need to lift. I need to like squat every single day. And I was just being crazy. She just started her first real job, because I really did. Like, that wasn't before coaching. That's now. Like, I literally just started a big girl job, which I feel so proud about. She was a chronic yo-yo dieter and has struggled with binge eating, because that was me. And I know how to help girls that struggled with it because I got through it. She has tried skinny teas. I literally have, with my mom. Like, I was like, Mom, can we drink this tea to make us shit our pants because we feel bloated? Like, we did it. I'm not even kidding. It was horrible. Excuse my language. She's tried pills and all of the fad stuff out there. She thinks Shakeology is a scam and too expensive, which I did, and I had my grandparents pay for it when I was like 16 years old. And then when I started coaching a year and 2 months ago, I wasn't even drinking Shakeology. Like, I was just doing the workouts, and I wasn't even on auto ship because I really couldn't afford it. Like, I could, but I couldn't because I didn't have a job at the time. And I knew eventually I would be able to, but I knew that would impact my business. So I know that Shakeology is expensive, but why is it expensive? Because it's amazing. She has a huge heart and doesn't want to be taken advantage of. So those are just my things. You don't have to have that many, but those are the type of things I want someone to come to me and be like, hey, I have no kids. You don't have any kids. I'm not married. You're not married. I'm 20 years old and I freaking love the beach. Like, I want to be a coach on your team. Something like that, you know? You have big legs, because people tell me, like, your legs are so big and muscular or whatever. And I order everything off Amazon, and you order everything off Amazon. So if that kind of makes sense, like, just write some things down and just think of, like, the person coming to you and saying those type of things that you wrote down. And then you being like, oh, my God, yeah, we're the same freaking person, you know? Okay. Next one, this represents my brand and my ideal customer and coach. So whether it's a customer or coach, honestly, I think this is more for coaches that you want to attract, because customer-wise, like, I will help anyone. And I don't relate to a lot of my customers because they just came to me and asked for help. A lot of them did. And you don't know when you're cold inviting out there or when you're just inviting, you don't know what that person's like, and they don't know what you're like. So customer-wise, I feel like we don't build that relationship as much as coaches when you're connecting with someone that's going to coach on your team. Maybe it's different for you guys, but I feel like I'll coach any customer. I mean, I'll sign up any customer and I'll coach them because I can. Coach wise, I want them to kind of relate to me in some way. That way, in the long run, we're runners together and we just relate and we're freaking sisters. I've named her Shay. Shay loves the beach. She's super carefree, but then stresses about random things. She likes to research before she purchases, but then ends up making impulse buys based on her gut. She loves ordering things online. She hates reading books, and Kerri knows this, but loves personal development for her business. She bites her nails, horrible, unless she has a manicure, and loves scary movies. She's never been fat, but has been very unconfident and not comfortable. Pro tip, your visual should really speak to you and inspire you. You might discover that your ideal customer is you or coach. It's easier to talk and help someone that you relate to, and after reading your slide, you should be excited to help this person, which it makes me excited every day. Like, I hope in February that I find at least 5 to 10 of these women that I can help become a coach and start their own little side gig, because it makes my heart so happy to help these type of people, because they relate to me in my story. Hold on, I'm checking the chat. It's you before. Yeah, it is. It's me before I started Beachbody. So this on the left is my ideal coach. So those are the things that I want in a coach. I just Googled, that was on Google, but that's kind of like, a list that you can make. Confident, driven, passionate, focused. You don't want someone that's going to just sit there and watch you but not do anything. Like maybe they're going to do that for a while, but you want to know like deep down they are humble and they are focused and motivated, and they will eventually run with you. So you can totally make a list of the things you want in your ideal coach and post it on your wall or take a picture of it and keep it on your phone. If you want to attract that type of person into your business, you need to be the best example. Lead from the front. Your list is basically what your ideal coach is looking for in a sponsor. So those type of people, they're coming to look for you and hoping that you're creative and you're confident and you're driven and passionate about Beachbody coaching. Like you're passionate about what you do. They don't just want to be passionate about it, you know? So they're also going to be looking for you to be that way. Look at your list. What do you need to work on? Create your personal development strategy around your areas of opportunity. So if you want to be more coachable, like if you're not very coachable or you're not very humble, you're more of like, you don't want to share your story or whatever, like base your personal development around that. You know, go find a book that's going to help you be more open about your journey, because that's going to attract your customers and coaches. If you have to read a book on how to be more motivated, and you're just, you know, you realize on Instagram that you're just sharing the negative all the time. You're like, oh my God, my page is so negative. Like I'm always, you know, not wanting to work out. I'm always not motivated during the day. Like I just want to watch Netflix and I never share the good. I never share the good, or nothing good happens to me. Then maybe you need to focus more on self-love and being more motivated, like, you know, reading something that's going to motivate you. So go back to your Instagram or your social media and make sure that you are being an example of those type of people. Like I want my coaches to be confident, and I'm confident. Like I'm very confident in the person that I am today. And I love sharing that out there. And even if people are like, oh my God, you share that so much, like you're stuck up. I'm not. Like I'm super humble, and I'm not better than anyone. And I always put that out there. Like everyone is the freaking best. And if you aren't confident in your own skin, freaking work with me. Like that's, you know, work with me, be on my team, and I will help you become confident in your skin. That type of stuff. So if that makes sense to you. I'm very coachable. I don't know if Kerri tells me to do something, I do it. So I want coachable coaches, just because I guess like I want to be able to tell them not what to do, but I want to see them do, you know, half of what I do, stuff like that. So make your list and send it to Kerri or send it to your coach on here, if anyone else's coach is on here. And then at the bottom it says, if you want to genuinely connect with and truly help your customers or coaches, it's time to laser focus on the person you completely relate to and love helping. This has changed my business. I went from working with tons of different people to finally working with coaches who are just like me, and even customers. It makes your job a whole lot easier and gives you such a clear purpose, because you know who you want to help now. And I have a little note on the side is like, when I first became a coach, I would sign coaches up and they would just quit out on me. And it's because I didn't relate to them. And I would sign up like guys, and I don't relate to them, you know, and they would just quit. I would get the email and it would say they canceled, and I would cry to Kerri a little bit over text, and I'd be like, okay, we're on to the next coach, you know? So it's really important to find that target, like make your brand and find those people, because you're out there, you know, inviting 50 people a day, but maybe you want to invite 10 of you and your brand, and those 10 would sign up instead of having to invite 50 and only one freaking messaged you back, you know, because you're messaging so many random people, you just don't know how they are, how to talk to them. So maybe look around on their page and just find out what kind of person they are before you get into their inbox. So back to like connecting with them. I would sign up the coaches, they would cancel, and I signed up. I know Anna's on here. She has like pink leggings in the camera. She's waving. And then Taylor is on here as well. They are my 2 newer coaches from December, and I know, like, in my heart, I relate to them because they've stuck by me since then, and they haven't canceled. Like, that's a big thing, is people canceling because they don't like you as their coach. Like, they don't relate to you. And I know there's something in there that they, I guess, feel connected with me about, because they have, for one, helped people. They have helped people start their fitness journeys or switch things up, which I've never had a coach like do that on their own. I've always had to like start off and give them people or, stuff like that. So I know in my heart, like Anna and Taylor, there's something in there that they are freaking dedicated. They're both creative. And I have another girl her name's Karen, and they're all creative. They make their own graphics. They piggyback. Like, they do piggyback off of me because I give them things, but they are just like, they have a vision. And I know Taylor like wants to get out of the corporate world, and she came to me with that. She was like, will this get me out of the corporate world? And I was like, oh girl, it will in the long run. Like, you'll get out of it. And I couldn't find my messages from when I invited Anna, which I wish I could find them, but she is super dedicated. She has came out of her shell ever since she started coaching. She was like, I just like am so uncomfortable talking on my stories. And I was like, girl, you are amazing. Like, just do it. So she started off super small stories, like 1 second, literally. She would like record something for like 1 second, a little dance for like 2 seconds. And now she's like talking on her stories. So it's just really cool to see, like, I found my tribe, and this will really help you guys. So, if you want, you can, if you didn't take a picture, you can take a picture. Or just remember, I can post this too. And then last thing is Instagram growth. So I have a lot of people come to me and say, like, do you need a bunch of followers to coach? And I say, no, like, the followers doesn't matter, because if you're not putting the content out there and engaging with the followers you have, then the follower count could, we could care less about it. Like, nobody's getting anything from your page and you're not engaging with them. So it doesn't really matter. So many people on Instagram are obsessed with their follower count, and this is from Shalene Johnson. She did like an Instagram training, and this is what she said. They're obsessed with their follower count. They're like, oh my God, I need 10K to get the freaking swipe up because that's going to help my business. No, it's not. Okay. It's cool. Yeah. Swipe up feature is super cool. Like, you can link your forms or whatever you want to do, girl, but it ain't going to help your business at all. But what matters most is that you're attracting quality followers that are looking for what you have to offer. They're coming to your page and saying, like, they're looking at your 3 photos and, oh my God, look at her transformation. I want to freaking be like her, and she loves dogs and she drinks coffee. Perfect. I'm following her. And your page just pops and they want to, connect with you. Followers, what you have to offer, followers that can someday become your customers. Because I know, even though I have 9,000 something followers, I literally could care less. I'm like, oh my God, 10K giveaway. Like, no, I have only invited like maybe 500 of those followers, because I continuously have conversations with those followers. I don't just invite. And then, I'm on the 9,000th follower and I'm like, oh my God, I have nobody left. No, it's all about, if you have 20 followers, invite those 20 followers and have conversations with them. You could be having a conversation for like 3 months with that one follower. So it literally does not matter how many followers you have. You can produce the most beautiful photos and videos and put out great content, but if no one is following or interacting with you, what good is that doing your business? Nothing, pretty much. I mean, so put things out there that people are going to engage with you on. So if posting more photos won't get you more followers, how do you find them? So I use something, I know there's like a 3-2-1 rule, but I use something called the 5-3-1 technique, which I just recently started using because I kind of stopped following people for a while. And I believe, hold on, my page, I tracked it last week on Monday. So a week from yesterday, I had 9,000 followers. Today I have 9,206 because I've been using the 5-3-1 rule. And I don't go and buy followers. I don't use Captivate. I I used to, but I don't use any type of apps. I don't use Jumper Media. I don't pay $300 for any type of Instagram growth. I just do it naturally because I feel like the people that I can relate with are going to follow me. And I'll kind of show you how I find people to invite and stuff. So the 531 is like the last 5 photos posted to their account, and you can do that with the last 3 if you want. Leave a comment under their last 3 photos, or 2 if you do the 3-2-1 rule, and then you might get 1 new follower. If they see you commenting, they know you're not a robot. Like, put something other than like a smiley face or like a heart, you know, something like, oh my God, girl, you look so amazing, or oh my God, like, where are you from? Like, you ask them a question. They'll probably follow you within like 2 seconds because everyone's always on Instagram. Things that work for me. So my girls always ask me, like, how do I find people to invite? I go to a page I love. So right now, I want you guys to get on your phone, or just write it down if you're not on your phone. Go to something you love. I'm going to go to Lululemon because it's a fitness page, like fitness clothing, and I love fitness clothing. Obviously, everybody loves fitness clothing, right? I'm going to go. So find your page you love. Put it up to the screen. Perfect. All right. Now pick a photo. Maybe not the first one. Maybe like couple down. I'm going to pick one. A girl has like a gym bag on her arm with a yoga mat. I don't even do yoga, but whatever. Okay, so you got your picture. And then you're going to click the comments. This is one way I follow people. And you're just going to scroll through and kind of look at their profile picture. You'll probably know if they're a Beachbody coach. They're all like this in their profile picture. They're like, you know, it's bright, it's poppy. They might have like an extra circle around their photo because a lot of coaches add that. That way you click on it to see if they have a live or a story, which is another cool thing. And then I'm just going to pick someone. This girl right here, she commented, her name is Jenna Alvin, and she kind of looks like, yeah, so it's a private page, which is super cool. Always follow private pages. They're really good because they have to actually look to see if if you're a real person, like who followed them. So they'll see their request. So I followed this girl. Her name's Jenna. And in her bio, this way I know that I freaking wanted to follow her was because in her bio it says vsco.co, which means it's like a filter for photos. And a lot of those type of girls are in college, the people that have that in their bio, which I know personally. So I followed her, okay? There's one. I'm going to go down a little bit. There's a couple pages like sport clothing. I'm not going to follow them. This lady named, okay, here we go. This lady named Something Llama. That's her handle. In her bio, it says, everyone has a calling. What's yours? Travel butterfly, fitness enthusiast, passionate to explore and learn new things every day in our world. And I kind of looked at her page. She's into fitness. Doesn't look like she's a coach. So that's one way I follow people is like I just go to the comments, scroll through, whether it's a giveaway page, whether it is fitness clothing, whether it is whatever. If it's the beach and people are commenting on it and you love that page, follow the people that commented. I don't usually go follow their followers just because it's kind of hard to see. Like if they commented something like, oh my God, I need these clothes. Like that's just something I use is going through their comments. So that's one thing. And there's a ton of photos. Like there's different people liking the photos, but probably, that same list of people that followed them. So it's easier to just go through the comments because it's not as many. So that's one way. I stay away from using Cleaner because it unfollows the people I like to follow. And one of my fellow coaches, her name's Susie, she messaged me the other day and she was like, oh my God, sorry, I had to refollow you because Cleaner unfollowed you. And I was like, really? So it's hard because then you don't really know if it unfollowed, and I don't want to unfollow any of like my coaches that I follow or anything like that because I get ideas from a lot of people. So I don't use Cleaner. I have used Captivate in the past. It's just kind of like hard to understand. Captivate is kind of hard to like get the grip on. But once you do, it's you can do it like overnight, run it overnight, stuff like that. I searched the Explore page, so also you can click the little search, the magnifying glass, and they have the categories up top. So, oh, this girl's dancing. Style, food, home stuff, baby, like tons of categories. So if you find one that you like, I'm just going to click. They usually have like the things you're interested in right when you open it, but I'm going to click food, okay? Now here's this girl that popped up. She's drinking celery juice. Here we go. I literally just started drinking celery juice a couple days ago. Cool. So I'm going to click her photo. Again, I'm going to go to her comments and follow some girls from it. And a couple of them I already follow. So I just go through and I literally just look at their page. Like, give it a minute. Just look through their page. Don't just follow them, because what if they are a coach? Some coaches don't even put out there like they're a Beachbody coach, or they don't even have, like, they're newer, and or maybe they're already doing Transform 20 or whatever it is. Just make sure you kind of like give a skim, like go through their profile just for a second. It doesn't take that long. This girl, her bio says nutrition, skincare, wellness, and she doesn't have a link in her bio. Like, sometimes you'll know because they have like that link tree. A lot of the coaches have that. So there you go. There's a new way for you guys to go follow people. I have added the people that comment on Tone It Up Facebook posts, BBG, Love Sweat Fitness. The other day I showed my girls. I literally went on this, what was it? I think it was Kayla Itziness, the BBG thing. And I went to the comments and people were like commenting, oh yeah, I'm ready for the next challenge. And I would reply to their comment, savage me. I would post my transformation from Transform 20. And I was like, hey, have you ever heard of Transform 20? It's a 20-minute workout program. We have an awesome accountability group of women. Like, I just literally threw it out there. And a couple people replied back and was like, oh my God, you're such an amazing person. Like, that's such a great transformation. And I just friended like the people that replied back. So there's another way. Like, just have fun with it. You won't get kicked off because there's like so many comments. And if they do, who cares? Like, go to the next thing. Stay away from following a bunch of people that don't relate to you. Like I said, like moms, if you follow a bunch of moms and you aren't a mom, what's the point? Because you can't relate to them. And then I don't cold invite them all the way, like right when I follow them. You can, if that's what you like to do, that's totally fine. But I do use the 5-3-1 rule and see if they follow me back. Like, if I know I followed like 20 people that day and I got like 10 follows, maybe it was 10 of the girls that I, followed. So then I might go and introduce myself or say like, hey, thanks for following me. I know Kerri puts, hey, thanks for following me. I hope your day is filled with sunshine, rainbows, and tacos. So I know she said something to her followers, her new people that follow her. So that's something you can do. I also have Google Keep, which has a bunch of just super convenient, I can go copy it and paste it, type of messages. So like new followers, I can just type in followers and it says, hey girl, thanks for following my crazy health and fitness journey. I hope your day is filled with food, positivity, and love. There you go. Or, hey girl, love your page. If you ever need fitness/health advice, encouragement, or help, let me know. Just something so that they know that you're not a robot. Don't just go and cold invite them and be like, hey, join my boot camp, because then they're like, I don't even know what you do. Like, they didn't even have a chance to look at your page. Okay, that's it. That's all I have. I'm out of breath.
Woo! Yeah, bae. You guys, how psyched? I just got to throw this out there right now. How psyched would you be to like work with someone as a challenger who's like, oh my God, I want your abs. Like, just help me. I hate my legs. This is my impression of Bae when she started. Like, super insecure.
I used to say that all the time.
I know. You used to have.
Kerri, how do I get your body? I want your body. My body won't change. I can't tone up my legs like your legs. And she was like, shut the hell up. Like, that's not, no. She's like, I can't help you do that, okay? Because, yeah, I wanted Kerri's body so bad, but now I am in love with my body. Like, I just love myself because I want to just do these workouts and help other people. Like, it is not about finding that person on social media to, like, hit their dream body, like, copy them. No, it's about your own journey and focusing on yourself. So yeah,
I'm just so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. It's really cool too, because when I met Bay, in the friend department, mostly she wanted to fight people. So it's really cool to like see her being such an amazing role model to all of you guys and like whooping your asses when you are talking badly about your own body image. Like, it's just really cool. Full circle. You can have amazing transformations with this company, not just physically, but
it's so crazy.
mindset. Okay, so Bay, can you click the unshare button for me?
Yeah, sorry.
Real quick. All right, so it is now the time of the call where everybody puts hearts up. So if you've never been on team call with me before, throw some hearts. I'm going to do a peace sign so it doesn't look like a thumbs down, because that's not appropriate for Baylee's amazing talk. And I will share this in our group. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, where are you at, Matt? Taylor, wait, Taylor's husband? Where's he at? We know there's a guy here. There you go. Okay, there we go. Another person.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, where's Craig? Yeah.
Craig's okay, Craig. All right, Craig, lean in.
Sweet.
Lean in.
Oh, you're doing it? Okay.
Team pick. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, thank you guys so much for getting on, Bay. A few of the things that I wrote down that I just want you guys to like just soak that shit in. Creating posts around objections, creating posts around the fears that you had when you started, making a list of your ideal coach qualities, and then looking at those and maybe sharing those with your team, sharing those with your family, sharing those with your friends, sharing those on your social media as the person that you're looking for. So people know, like, hey, that sounds like me. I would love to be a part of your team. Also, like, if maybe one of those areas you're struggling in, using your weaknesses to choose your personal development. I will be posting something in the Fit Crew Challenge that's like, drop your avatar below. So you guys can drop some of these, create your own Shay. So we had to do this for a Chalene Johnson course I did, where I had to like create every aspect. She was like, what does your person smell like? And I was like, yeah, so it gets really intense. Like, you're going to know, but I can tell you, if I see my person walking around, I know her. I'm like, what up, girl? And then having deeper convos with fewer people and not just messaging the entire world and then never, because I have so many, especially new coaches, that will be like, I sent out 300 invites. And it's like, you're going to have a busy afternoon. Like,
don't do it.
Don't do it.
You can send 10 amazing invites. Don't do it.
Yeah. So like, if you're staying in stage 1, that's like, hey, are you on a health and fitness journey too? Like, I think that your socks are the most fun thing ever, but I don't like my toesies to be separated, so it's not for me. So like, comment on something that they have in their post, and share a little bit of who you are. And yes, you can invite them that way. But if you're sending 200 of those and you can never get to the point where you're like responding, asking about their challenges, what their goals are, what they've tried in the past, what's holding them back, like, you're never going to get to the end of that combo. 2 weeks later, they've already joined the YMCA and bought a stack from Complete Nutrition, and you're outie. So try to get through those combos and get deep into them. Bay, you are amazing.
Also, one more thing though. One more thing that's super important is, like, if you ever do a call to action that's like, I'm looking for 15 hard working, motivated, driven babes, and that's it, as to where Kerri would be like, I am looking for 15 babes that love sunshine and rainbows and tacos. Like, that can make such a huge difference. So don't post something that's so generic, and post something that's more about you, like what kind of person you want to attract. It can totally make a huge difference. Like, they're like, oh, they're another beach body coach that's posting this, I want 15 babes to join my team. So post something in there like about you, and it will totally change. And you might even get, I never get people that comment below, but you never know. So it will change it.
You are awesome, Bay. I am going to finish this up. And Bay, if you want to stay on, if your girls want to stay and participate, I do a mentorship process with my team every time we meet, because that allows us to not have to have like 2 team calls in one week. Instead, we do a team call, and then at the very end, I ask everybody 3 questions. And what this does for me and my time in my business is this allows me to get an idea of what all of you guys need, what trainings you need, what you're struggling with, and if you're actually working this business. Because if you are, I want to give you my time and attention. And if you're not, I'm going to give you less time and attention. I'm just going to be straight up about it, because that is, if you're running a business, you have to know who's running in order to know who you want to focus your time and energy on. And maybe people who want to run with you next month, and that's fine too. So I'm going to ask 3 questions, and I'm going to ask all of you to answer them. If you're a brand new coach, please do not freak the F out and like try to sign off immediately and like puke a little bit. This is not that big of a deal. This is going to build up your confidence a little bit in unmuting yourself and saying words to the world. So just like take a deep breath. Don't worry about the pit sweat. We'll get through it together. So same 3 questions every single time. The 3 questions are, how would you rate your business activities on a scale from 1 to 10? For this past week. So like today's Tuesday, so last week.
I'm hopping off.
That's cool.
I'm hopping off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Okay.
So,
Bye.
how would you rate your business activities on a scale from 1 to 10? The second question is, what are your numbers so far? If they're 0, it's totally fine. No worries. How would you rate, or what are your sales this month as far as like Success Club or coach recruits? And then the third question is there anything I can help you with? Is there anything you're struggling with? That way, if some of you have the same concerns, I can answer them all at one time. And we are going to start with Sierra. Yeah, I just went there. What up, boo?
Yeah. Hi, how are you?
Doing great, babe.
Good, okay. I would put my number at, I think last week I said it was like a 5 or something like that. I'm putting mine this week at an 8 because I am holding so many really good conversations with a lot of people about Transform 20. I'm using the script from that you guys had provided, and that's been working really, really well for me. I have only still 1 person this month, and I feel like I have a couple people on the fence about it, so I'm going to just keep trying with them.
Cool.
And I don't think that there's anything that I need help with this week, and yeah.
Are you on a Team Cup team?
No, I didn't know if I wanted to do the Team Cup because I'm doing Dash to Diamond, so I'm on the fence about it.
They go together. Team Cup won't be anything extra. It's very simply having a support system in place to like encourage you and to try to get you to find your 3. So you're just basically going to have 4 people who are helping you to find your 3.
Okay, I need a team.
Okay.
Please.
So
Kay's like, give me.
Yep. Okay, Bella. Sounds good. Alrighty. Moving on. I'm going to go with Lauren Bass. Supermama Lauren.
You're going to probably have to remind me with 3 questions. Again, Kerri. I know the first one.
First one, yeah, scale from 1 to 10, numbers, and how can I help you?
Okay, so I would probably rate it right now, probably right out of 5. Just because kind of what I talked to you about, a couple days ago with the whole school situation. I've just been kind of torn between the 2 of them, and I did finally decide to just take a step back from my master's program because it's just, my heart really wasn't in it anymore. Like, and some of you probably know that or don't know, but I've done Beachbody in the past, like 4 years ago, but I didn't have the greatest upline coach to learn from. So it was really discouraging. And so she kind of led me to really not believe in it anymore because she wasn't really about the helping people aspect of it. So I just quit doing it for a while. And then I met Kerri, and Kerri probably talked to me for a legit maybe 2 years before I finally decided to try it again and just, have a different attitude at this time and really feel like it is something that I'm being called to do. So now that I have kind of the weight of school lifted off my shoulders a little bit, I can really start focusing on like my business and where I need to go with it. And then what was the second one? How many
numbers, your numbers as far as like
month?
Success Club or recruiting coaches this month? Or Beachbody on Demand or
I'm at 4, but so I recruited in the beginning. Let's see, I started at the beginning of December, but I didn't really work it like really that whole month. I was just kind of more starting to get started as like your challenger. Really started coaching beginning of January, and right now I converted probably maybe 4 people to on demand. One of my good friends just signed up as a discount coach because she started doing the programs, and then another one of my friends bought a challenge pack. So I'm at 4, but that's going to change because I'm going to sign my husband up under me so I can get to 6 and be an emerald.
That's right, Bill.
Yeah, so
yeah,
that's probably going to happen. That's probably going to happen tonight. I'm like, because I had somebody else kind of on the fence, but I know she's going to do it. She just hasn't texted me back in a couple, and I'm like, I don't have time to wait. Like Wednesday tomorrow, I need to just do it. So
that's what's up.
And then my third one, just kind of what we were texting about earlier. Like, I don't know how everybody else does it, but are you guys like comfortable with cold inviting people, or do you, kind of like what Baylee said earlier? I guess now it makes like more sense. Kind of helped me with this call tonight. So I guess, maybe get to know some people first and kind of get the feel for them, and then initiate those conversations. So, but
yeah, I definitely find that the straight up cold invites, like you've never spoken to me before, would you like to join my health and fitness challenge? It doesn't work for me. It doesn't. But if I spend a few minutes, a few different days talking to people about things that I actually care about, and like, having those convos about where they're traveling to, or like how long they've been pole dancing. One question that I've been asking a lot that has helped with coaches, like onboarding coaches, is I'll see somebody who's already fit and I'll be like, hey, so your page looks really legit. I'm just kind of curious, have you always been fit? Or like, is that something that you like got into later in life? Like, I'd love to hear your story. And I have had so many people respond with like these crazy long messages wanting to share their stories with me. And now I know so much about them. And it's like, instead of me being like, blah, 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 here's everything about me and why you should do this, I'm asking them who they are, what they're about, and what they need. And I'm getting so much, so much more information. I feel like, yeah, it just asking more questions and saying less has helped a lot. So anyway, getting people to open up. I find that even if you do that for a week or something, or if they say something that then lends itself to an invite, then go for it. Can come up a little more naturally that way. Okay, gonna move on to Julia.
Hello.
Hello.
Comparing last week, I would say I'm like a 6, I think. I don't know how to really gauge that. I've done more checklists, and it's easier on the weekends for me to get more shit checked off. So I signed my husband up, and as a discount, whatever. I was stealing his identity. Coach, and Mom signed up as a discount coach.
Good.
So with a Shakeology, so not with the only with Shakeology. So is that 4 Success Club points?
If she got Shakeology on Home Direct, like reoccurring,
yes,
order, then yes.
Yes. Okay. So I've got 4 Success Club points.
Yeah.
Yay. And I've got like 2 other people that I'm talking to. And price is definitely an issue for one person, and the other person we haven't had the opportunity. She's a really close friend, so like the whole texting thing is like, I feel like a live conversation
Yeah.
is better, but I might end up just texting with her like tonight and tomorrow because I'm traveling for work this week. So, and then in terms of help, but honestly figuring out when to, because over the weekend I was posting stuff and it was great and like having conversations, but then like as the week started, I'm like tired AF, and don't know when to post what. It'll come into my brain and then I'll see a work email come across during a break in class, and so I have to take care of that first, and so figuring out the scheduling of the
time management.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah,
so I definitely can help with this because I became the master of this when I was teaching full time. So basically what I did is I went through the business activity tracker, so the checklist thing, and some of the things on there you can do over the weekend. So for posting every day, that was not happening for me. There's no way in hell I was going to be able to come up with posts every day that were motivational and where I was cute in the picture. So I do all my writing and all my photos and everything on Saturday or Sunday. So I do post prep. And I batch create, get cute, change your hair, change your shirt, take pictures from different angles, include a dog, like whatever your thing is, but just have them all different and then write out your post. I follow do you have the post like recommendations for each day? Okay. So no. Okay. So I will send that to you. So it's basically like a posting schedule, like what types of things to post about each day. And so one thing that has helped me quite a bit is just putting those into my calendar as like reoccurring events every week, so that when I'm like, I don't know, when I'm sitting on the toilet, I can be like thinking about what post I could have for next week, Monday, and I'll put a little note in there with the event. So as ideas come to me, I'll like fill them in. The other thing I do is when I'm listening to personal development, I'm categorizing some of the things that I'm hearing. So if I hear a really good quote that would work perfectly for Motivation Monday, I'm jotting that down in that spot. Or if I hear something that I'm like, ooh, that is controversial, I know that needs to be my Thursday or my Friday post. And if I hear something that's like makes me bust up laughing, then I'm like, okay, funny shit goes on Thursday, so I can write that down. So that's one thing that has saved me a ton of time. The other thing is I went through and kind of organized what are the things on this list that I actually have to be like super on it. Like my brain needs to be awake, and I moved all of those activities to be in the morning. So, because I'm just like, I get dumber each hour as the day goes on. It's like rough for me. So I had to go, yeah, great that we have 19 calls. You're welcome. But I find that it helps a lot to move the harder things for me in the morning, or the things that I avoid, I move them to the morning. And then I have certain things that I've paired with already stuff that's in my routine. So for example, if every morning you come downstairs and you make coffee and you're standing there for 2 minutes while your coffee is being made, that's enough time to add 10 people from a certain page on Instagram. Follow. I do it differently than Baylee. And that's okay. And then I know that every time I am driving in my car, that's the time that I would be calling people who I haven't gotten a chance to talk to yet. So if I was in my car, I was calling a friend to be like, I know that this is out of the blue and totally freaking random, but my coach challenged me to call up some of my friends and talk to them about their health and fitness goals. So like, do you have time to talk? And I would just call everybody up every time I was in the car. Or I'd be listening to my personal development. And if I heard something amazing, I would pause it and I'd do, hey Siri, remind me to add blah, 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 blah to my Thursday post. Okay. I wrote, this gets creepy. It gets creepier. I started writing down names of people that I was like, I need to be like checking in with these people, and I can't remember. So I wrote their name on the inside of my car window, which they're still like, all of your names are in my car window currently, because I like love you all, but the likelihood of me forgetting that you exist is actually really high if it's not like in my face. And it's nothing personal. I feel the same way about my husband and my dog and like my whole family. So it's fine. Even things like sending invites, I try to make sure that like I tie it into something that I already like doing. So I try to listen to my favorite playlist. And when I listen to my favorite playlist where it's like, bailando, bailando, and I'm like shaking it and loving it and in it, that's when I'm sending my invites. I used to know someone, like one of the coaches on our team drinks wine. Like, okay, send your invites when you're drinking wine. It might even help. So she did. Just like those two things went together. She was drinking, she was inviting, hand in hand. So yeah, try to get those tougher, the less sexy things are probably the ones that are going to get you paid. So that's what's up. Any other questions? Any other things that you're struggling with? Nope. Cool. Love you too, Sierra. Have a good week. Keep kicking ass. Proud of you. Okay, Bella. It's you, boo.
Yeah, trying to figure it out on my phone. There we go. Okay, so on an action level, I'm gonna say a 10, but I don't fully agree with it, but I know that that's what I should give myself, and I will explain. Because my goal was to have 10 people in my course, and my hope was that more of them would be new people from Beachbody for me. So like new people that I recruited as coaches that were looking for building confidence, and they wanted to do what I was doing. But so I have 8 people in there right now. So I'm really proud of that. I'm really excited, and I'm definitely feeling really strong about leading them. And I think a lot of the issues that they're dealing with, one, they really connect to me as far as like what I've also been dealing with. So I think it's good on both sides for that. So I've really been investing a lot in that, and things, and I have like a new client as far as like life coaching. But when it comes to Beachbody, I was really hoping to have more people from that. So on an action level for Beachbody, I probably would give it more like a 6, I guess, or an 8, because I think I could do better with actually like inviting new people. And
Okay, Bella, I was
really
about to give
spend
you
a lot more
grief.
time on like one-on-one conversation.
I was about to
Why?
give you grief because it sounded like you were basing your level on results and not on action, but you're saying that that it really was your actions that you would give that rating to, not the results. Okay, carry on.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm like, I want to give myself a 10 because I've been trying, and I think I've been doing well. But I've noticed here at the end of the month, my invites have not matched the amount that I was hoping to get. So I could do better with how many invites I've been sending out. I've really been doing a lot better with the in-person stuff. I know that's for your deal too. And that's more of what I wanted to get into now, getting back into it, because I was doing so much on the internet that it was like, I really want like people interaction. And I've had a lot more, I feel like it's been the people that I'm talking to now in person, they're about ready, they're getting ready. and I feel like they're much more committed because I've taken the time for those relationships.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, yeah, I need to be much more active with how many people I'm inviting. So as far as numbers, I'm currently at Success Club 2, and one of my people was a challenger, and now she's a coach. I talked to another one who is technically a coach, but she's off auto ship right now, and I don't think that'll be changing. But I'm still trying to talk to them and work with them. As far as any questions for you, where have you been all my life? I'd love to catch up. But I think I've been doing pretty well. I'm doing the GoPro coaching, and then I also had a counseling session today, so I think that helped a lot with a lot of the mental stuff I've been trying to work through. So
That's awesome. Very, very cool. I'm excited for you.
yeah.
Julia, just so you guys know each other. So Julia and I, high school together, Kay Bella and I met as teachers in Garden City, Kansas. And she is well-traveled, and she is adorable, and she is kind, and she's also a therapist, and she is leading a really awesome group for any coach who wants to be a part of it, who wants to work on their confidence and leadership and kind of getting themselves on track so that they can help others. And I think that's pretty amazing. I think you may actually have one or two more that want to join, Kay. But so now that we all know
that would be.
we're besties, I hope you have a good night. And thank you so much for getting on. And if there's anything else I can do, text me, message me, or save it till next Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.